Avery Cadwell of Cass Lake has been sentenced to 300 months, 25 years in prison, for the stabbing death of CB in June of this year. He had been charged with second-degree murder and pled guilty to the charge, now sentenced to 25 years. For background on all this, here's our original reporting from June of 2025. Reading directly from the statement of probable cause with the names of any witnesses and or officers omitted. Quote, on June 15th, Sunday, 9:29 p.m., deputies with the Beltrami Sheriff's Office advised of a stabbing victim at 1161 Porcupine Road Southeast in Beltrami County. Deputies learned the adult male victim was pulseless and not breathing and was attended to by EMS. Life-saving efforts were attempted and the victim was transported to a nearby hospital where he was later pronounced deceased. The victim's body was transported to the office of the Ramsey County Medical Examiner. Deputies learned that a male named Avery Cadwell, the defendant here, had stabbed the victim. Avery was identified as Avery Owen Cadwell. He lived at 1343 Porcupine Road. Deputies investigated this address and learned that Cadwell had frantically entered the residence on the evening of June 15th, Sunday, saying he had stabbed someone and potentially thrown a knife into the adjacent woods before entering the woods himself. Deputies were able to observe Cadwell fleeing into the woods approximately 150 yards west of his residence by utilizing a drone. Law enforcement began utilizing a canine to track the subject. Eventually, Cadwell re-entered the residence at 1343 Porcupine Road and was placed under arrest by a waiting deputy. Cadwell advised that he had essentially re-entered the residence to say goodbye to his children. Witnesses provided statements, and Cadwell himself provided several statements. Based on these statements, law enforcement was able to form the understanding that around noon on Sunday, Cadwell had formed a resentment toward the victim. Based on Cadwell's belief, the victim owed Cadwell $100. Later that day, before 9:30 p.m., Cadwell either heard or saw the victim traveling through the area on an ATV. In response to perceiving the victim driving nearby, Cadwell was overheard by two witnesses saying he was going to get the victim. It was around this point in time that Cadwell confronted the victim and stabbed him in the chest with a knife. The victim was able to drive the ATV a short distance away before collapsing to the ground. A neighbor reported seeing the victim and Cadwell in the driveway of 1318 Porcupine Road Southeast. The neighbor saw the victim leaving on an ATV and overheard him saying something to the effect that person stabbed me. The neighbor also observed Cadwell run on foot back to his residence. This witness observed the victim holding his hand over his chest. Blood drops were located in the driveway of 1318 Porcupine Road. During Cadwell's statements to law enforcement, he advised that he thought he had only assaulted the victim, not killed him. Cadwell also said he shouldn't have taken the knife with him to confront the victim. Cadwell emphatically explained that the stabbing was not committed in self-defense. Ramsey County Medical Examiner issued a provisional report that indicated the cause of the victim's death was a singular stab wound approximately 5 centimeters deep in the mid-chest, which penetrated the victim's heart. The medical examiner has described the manner of the victim's death as homicide. Again, Cadwell pled guilty to the charge, now sentenced to 25 years in prison. Neil Carlson for iNewZ.TV.